All right, let me share my screen. Let me get the student. Looks like we lost some people, but you know, it is what it is. Let's see. Let me share my screen. What is this? Man, this class is massive. Screen. This. Yeah. All right, gentlemen, you have to kind of bear with me for today. Technology has been going sideways all day. So, you know, even though it goes sideways again, you have everything that you need, right? I'm not really going to say anything that much different doing a live presentation than what's in my pre-recorded lecture. That was the whole purpose of me making the pre-recorded lecture. Where is the one? As long as one of them works, I just need one of them to work. But yeah, it's just been throwing tantrums all day. I don't know if you ever studied like any kind of like astrology or anything, but they always be like, "Oh, it's Mercury retrograde, so be careful about using your technology and traveling." I'm like, so I'm assuming that we're in Mercury retrograde, but that has no bearing on this topic. But yeah, it's definitely been kind of tantrums all day. Let me see. So we're at the top of week 3, right? So what that means is that we can anticipate one. I hope that everyone is doing well. You enjoyed your weekend. Obviously, we're not going to have enough time together to go through this entire section, like as far as the lecture notes. So again, whatever we don't finish together, I do expect you to use my pre-recorded lectures on my YouTube. You should be subscribed to my YouTube with your notifications turned on, at least while you're my current student. Once you like get out of my class and you move on, you know, you can feel free to just leave the subscription, but like just you can change your notifications or whatever. I see this is the other thing it's been doing all day. It keeps like losing the screen share. Like it'll work and then for no reason it'll just stop. And it's been like this all day. And I don't really think that there's anything anybody can do about it. I think that's just the nature of the beast, right? I'm trying to think, is there anything else? So you can anticipate, I think we said you can anticipate exam 1 to become available this upcoming Sunday at 11 a.m. And for 7 days, you can earn up to 100%. Past the due date, then there's a 10% late penalty, right? But as with all of our assignments, you get unlimited attempt. The system is to take your highest score. And you'll notice that once you get on the exams, it kind of mirrors like the quizzes, right? Actually, it mirrors the quiz in some fashion, but you'll see some other changes as well, right? So, you know, that is available. Hopefully you all are finding your way. And hopefully you all have either been, oh my goodness. Guys, I might have to roll out my pre-recorded lecture today because it's just not holding. This is like a yeah, because I hate to talk about it. I mean, we'll do the best that we can. Okay, so I totally lost my train of thought. Let me check one more time on Zoom to see if I got anybody in my waiting room. Waiting room looks good. As always, if you have questions, feel free to either unmute yourself or type in the chat to get my attention. I do kind of monitor the chat. So with that, let me go ahead and pull up my additional window so that I just want to join. This one, done, join. Meant to tell it, don't connect my audio, no audio. Stay as a participant. That's fine. I don't want to fly. I'm running on space or something? Got it. Okay. Anywho, so let's try this again. Go back. should be, one of these should be working. Did I number it wrong? That's the 3 p.m. Here it is. Okay. Yeah, this one. Yeah. Yeah, if it's kind of, if it's just not behaving, we might shift gears a little bit. It's something that's out in the cloud or whatever, because a friend of mine started a new remote job, and she was calling me. She was like, man, I keep getting booted off of Zoom. And I was telling her, I was like, yo, I've been having trouble all day too. So I think this is just one of those things a lot of times it's out of your control, and you got to have like an alternate plan when it comes to being remote. Okay. So yeah, let's just kind of get into it, and we'll make it as far as we can. So this will bring us to the last section in chapter 1 that we're going to be working on. So again, chapter 1 is over graphs and functions. And so the last section from chapter 1 is going to be section 1.3, functions, right? So what that means for exam 1, you can anticipate sections 1.1, 1.2, and 1.3. Okay. Again, it'll become available this upcoming Sunday, and you can earn like 100 up to 100% for 7 days, and then pass the due date. There's a 10% late penalty. Okay. So some objectives here: we like to use functional notation and find function values, find the domain of a function, identify the graph of a function, get information about a function from its graph, solve applied problems by using functions. Okay. So some definitions here: a special relationship such as y equals 10x, in which to each element x in one set that corresponds a unique element y in another set, is called a function. Y is sometimes referred to as the dependent variable and x as the independent variable. Okay. So in this case, every x corresponds to exactly one y. We don't have where one x corresponds to multiple y's, right? The simplest way I know to kind of visualize whether a relation is a function is not or not, if you're able to look at the graph through whatever means, and we're going to explore some methods for looking at the graph today. Whenever if you have points stacked on top of each other, that will be an example of something that we say fails the vertical line test. In other words, if you're looking at the graph, if you can draw a vertical line anywhere and it crosses the graph more than once, then that graph is not a function, right? Okay, and so we'll see some other ways to articulate this. Y is sometimes referred to as a dependent variable and x is an independent variable. Oftentimes, because the y, your output is going to depend on your input, right? So as we start like plotting points, we'll choose several values of x. That's why it's independent. Pass it through our function and generate a set of outputs, or our dependent variable. We'll find a corresponding dependent variable, right? Corresponding y variable. So yeah, that's enough of that. So definition of a function from a set x to a set y is a relation in which each element of x corresponds to one and only one element of y. The set x is the domain of the function. In other words, it's a set of input values. The set of those elements of y that correspond or assign to the elements of x is the range of the function. That's our set of output values, right? Okay. So for each x in the domain of f that corresponds a unique y in the range, the number y is denoted by f of x. Oh, you put it again? No? What happened? Sure did. All right, guys. So I think I'm just, you can't hear me? You should be able to hear me. Let me see. So I think I'm going to shift. I'm tempted to shift gears today because Zoom is just not acting proper today. So I think what I'm going to do is rely on my pre-recorded lecture. So let me put a link to the playlist in the chat. Give me just a moment. Yeah, it's kind of weird that like, yeah, it's just been acting up all day. So let me, again, what's in the pre-recorded lecture is the same thing that I would say live. So I think I'm going to kind of convert today into like unofficial office hours. Let me put a link into today's pre-recorded. You got to make sure that you have your audio connect. Oh, well, if they can't hear me, I guess it's a mute point. Let me find this link really quick. So if I go to my subscriptions, this one, I am live. I just want to go to the channel. playlist. Ooh, this is College Algebra 1. I think it's this one. And then this is 1.3. So let me share. Copy the link. What I'm gonna do, so basically what I'll do for today, I'm just gonna let today be unofficial office hours. I mean, I have an office hours earlier, but I'm just gonna kind of stay on the Zoom call. And like, if people want to try to work through like questions or anything, we can. But here's the link. Where's my chat? Because it's been crazy all day, and I'm not gonna keep trying to do this when especially whatever I would say live is already. So is right here in this link. So I just loaded a link into my pre-recorded lecture. Again, it's gonna be the same thing that I would say live. It's just already recorded. And so if you've already in the call, let me check my attendance one more time. Yeah. So if you've gotten in the call, you've gotten your attendance credit. I'm not gonna force you to stay today, but just again. But I do want to encourage you to watch that pre-recorded lecture, because whatever I was going to say live is already available in the recording. Just take notes as if you're in class. Let me get the student. And what I intend to do is I'm just going to sit on the call and kind of like be mute or whatever. But if you have questions from either let me make sure I get him. There he is. If you have questions from either the lecture or the homework, just feel free to hop back over here and we can talk about it and work on it together. If you guys don't have any burning questions, I'm not going to keep you. If you're just joining us, so I'm just going to let you guys go, right? In unofficially, right? Because Zoom has been, I thought it was just me, but it's not just me. Yes, that is the link. That is the link to the lecture. Basically, the same thing I was going to say live is already in that pre-recorded lecture. So I'm going to piggyback off of that today. Everybody on the call right now, you've already got your attendance, so you're not obligated to stay for today. Just watch that recording, take notes as if you're in class. I'm going to sit on the Zoom call and I'll be available if people have questions from either the lecture or from the homework. And then more than likely, again, depending, it's Zoom, because I was even on a conference call earlier and it was doing the same thing. So that's why I'm relying on my pre-recorded lecture. And so we'll try again on Wednesday. On Wednesday, you can anticipate us doing our best to go through the homework. Okay, guys. So I am going to rely on my pre-recorded lecture, and I will sit on the call if you guys have questions or concerns or just want to talk about anything. Okay, guys. Otherwise, if there aren't any burning questions, I'm actually going to let you go. Take care, guys. I'm gonna stop the live stream, but again, I'll just sit on the call. Okay, guys. Take care. Peace.